The universe is immense, and paths that intersect once are rarely meant to cross again. That was the mantra I lived by after meeting her, the alien woman who had crash-landed near my remote outpost on Europa 5 years ago. Her name was Alara, a traveler from a distant star system, and for a fleeting moment, she had turned my world upside down. Alara had been on the run, hunted by bounty hunters from her home planet. She was brilliant, resourceful, and utterly unlike anyone I'd ever encountered. I had helped her repair her ship, risking everything to ensure her escape. In return, she had saved my life when the bounty hunters found us. When she left, she promised she'd never forget me, but I knew better. The galaxy was too vast, too chaotic. I didn't think I'd ever see her again. Until today. I was on a routine mining mission in the asteroid belt when the distress signal came through. The frequency was ancient, barely holding together, but unmistakably hers. My heart raced as I adjusted the controls of my ship, the stellar horizon, tracing the signal to a derelict station drifting near the remains of a shattered moon. It had to be a trap, I told myself, but I couldn't ignore it. As I approached the station, memories flooded back. Her laugh, her determination, the way her shimmering blue eyes seemed to pierce through every wall I'd built around myself. I docked cautiously, weapon ready, and stepped into the eerie silence of the station. The air was thin and stale, lights flickering sporadically, the echo of my boots bouncing through the labyrinthine corridors. Guided by the faint signal, I finally saw her in the dim glow of a failing terminal. Alara. I breathed, disbelief thick in my voice. She turned, and in that instant, the years melted away. Her dark, iridescent hair framed her face like a halo, and those unforgettable eyes widened in recognition. Before I could react, she closed the distance and wrapped me in a tight embrace. "I thought our paths would never cross again," she whispered, her voice trembling. For a moment, I was too stunned to respond. Then I hugged her back, the weight of 5 years' worth of questions and emotions crashing down on me. "Alara, what are you doing here? How did you—" I began, and she pulled back just enough to look at me, her expression a mix of relief and urgency. "I didn't know if you'd come," she said. "I've been stranded here for weeks. My ship, it was sabotaged. They're still hunting me, and I didn't know who else to call." "Who's hunting you?" I asked, protective instincts kicking in. "The Syndicate," she said grimly. "I uncovered something I shouldn't have. They're determined to silence me." The Syndicate. Even in the galaxy's fringes, their name carried weight. Powerful, ruthless, seemingly untouchable. If they were after Alara, we were in serious trouble. "We need to get out of here," I said, glancing over my shoulder at my ship, stocked nearby. "Can you walk?" She nodded, though her movements were stiff. I guided her through the corridors, senses on high alert. The station's shadows seemed to twist, every sound amplified in the oppressive silence. When we finally reached the stellar horizon, relief surged as we lifted off. Alara began explaining. "The Syndicate has been smuggling weapons to destabilize alliances across the galaxy. I have proof, records, manifests, coordinates, but I need a secure terminal to transmit it. That's why they've been chasing me." "Where's the data?" I asked. She tapped a pendant around her neck. "Here. It's encoded, but they'll do anything to get it." Suddenly, the ship's alarm blared. A Syndicate vessel had locked onto us, weapons charging. "Hold on," I shouted, gripping the controls, throwing the ship into a sharp dive. The chase was intense. Fighters swarmed us, lasers slicing through the void. Alara manned the rear turret, her aim sharp despite her injuries. Together, we disabled 2 fighters, but more kept coming. "We can't keep this up," I shouted over the chaos. "Do you have any idea where we can go?" "There's a resistance outpost on Tier 4, she said. "They can help us." Setting a course for Tier 4, I pushed the ship to its limits. The Syndicate fighters were relentless, but just as our shields began to fail, the resistance outpost came into view. A fleet of Allied ships engaged the Syndicate forces, giving us cover to land safely. The resistance welcomed us cautiously. Alara handed over the data, and their analysts quickly confirmed its authenticity. The proof of the syndicate's operations was undeniable. Leaders began planning their next moves. As the chaos settled, I found myself alone with Alara in the outpost's observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly before us, a reminder of the galaxy's enormity and the improbability of our reunion. "Thank you," she said softly, her hand brushing mine. "For coming back, for risking everything." I turned to her, heart full of unspoken words. "I never stopped thinking about you, Alara. When you left, it felt like a part of me went with you." Her eyes shimmered. She reached up to touch my face. "I thought I'd lost you forever, but now here we are." We stood there, the weight of the galaxy momentarily forgotten, finding solace in each other's presence. The fight against the syndicate was far from over, but for the first time in years, I felt hope. Alara smiled, strength and determination returning. "Together, we can finish this. We can make a difference." And so we did. Side by side, we joined the resistance. Using the data Alara risked everything for, we dismantled the syndicate's operations piece by piece. Our paths had crossed again, against all odds, and this time, we refused to let go. Together, we became a force the syndicate could not ignore, proving that even in the galaxy's darkest corners, light could prevail.